Well, this video's coming to you from Daniel, way out in North Carolina, purchasing 2 Rise of the Floodborn boxes. We're going to crack these open and jump right into it, just in case I do have my handy dandy scissors, but I'm going to see if we can't just crack these things open. They do have a nice little pull tab, but we'll see if those actually work this time around. Now, I'm going to try to do this a little more quickly than I probably normally would. We're apparently supposed to have thunderstorms tonight, and, well, last time we had any sort of weather incidents, I lost power at my house for the better part of 3 hours, and I don't want to run into that issue, so we're going to try to avoid that. So let's just start cracking these things open. So there is a pull tab at the top. Let's see if we can't get this to work. And okay, yeah, got a feeling we're going to see a lot of that. And that's right, if we do these upside down, we won't see any spoils until it's time for it to happen. Here we go. All right, Mulan. Oh, I forgot, set 2. This is so fantastic. Okay, so many flashbacks. There's some really great cards in this set. We're looking for not Ratigan. Not Ratigan. And man, the card quality and the foils still look so great for set 2. But we are looking for, let's see, there's several enchanteds that we obviously want. But I think the ones that I'd be most interested in are, say, Robin Hood. I believe Sad Beast is from this set, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't this also where Cinderella is at? I think so. Okay, Tiana Popsicle, that's a great card. Snow White and a Pinocchio for the rare, followed by Hercules, my favorite character in the entirety of Disney. All right, so far so good. These pull tabs, they're doing all right. And I gotta remember to do these upside down. I want to build suspense for you guys and make this... Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. This is why we have the scissors. Make this as fun as possible. Ray, Merlin, Jafar, this guy, and a Gaston. With a foil, this guy. I don't remember all of their names. There's some great cards from set 2, but there's also a lot of not so great cards in set 2. But the really good cards, they've been holding their value really well. Funny enough, Beast is one of those cards that started off really expensive, stayed that way for a long time, and then all of a sudden started dropping because there was just a lot of really great removal for them. And recently I've been seeing Beast coming back, at least at my local play group. And you know what's funny about it is he's catching everyone with his pants down and he's putting in a lot of work. So maybe it's time for Beast to make a full-on comeback here. All these packs. I'll get used to them. All right, here we go. Some pretty decent cards. Jafar's fantastic. And big Hercules. Love to see that. With a foil, what is this, Bounce? I think that's Bounce. Okay, so far so good. There should be roughly around 1 legendary per box. So we're going to wait and see what that is. If we get lucky, it's possible to pull foil legendaries as well. And so you can get multiples. But of course, as always, we're always looking for the enchanteds. Madam Mim. And a Grumpy. Grumpy? Angry? Upsetty? Anybody go see that new Seven Dwarfs movie? I hear that the critics gave it a terrible review, but as fans are coming out of it, they have really good things to say about it. I saw in Rotten Tomatoes that it tanked really, really hard. Ooh, Peter Pan Shadow. Tanked really, really hard, and it's on the rebound. It's coming back. I think it dropped to like a 22 or something. Got lower than the Dragon Ball Z movie live action. And then now it's into like the 70s, thanks to actual people going to see it as opposed to critics. I don't know. I personally thought it looked kind of not so great. Ooh, okay. Another Mulan. Foils are always welcome here. But if you guys have seen it, let me know in the comments down below. How was it? Is it actually worth seeing? I am genuinely curious. And then, while we're on the topic of movies, I have a 6-year-old son, and he really likes Minecraft. Night for a Day is really good. So we're going to go see the Minecraft movie when it comes out. Are you guys going to go see the Minecraft movie? Are you excited for it? I actually think it looks really good. I like the style that they chose to go with. So I'm excited for it. My kid's excited for it. It should be a really fun time. So are you guys going to see it? Or am I going by myself? Well, me and my kid. Ooh, King Louie. Super raring it up. And a foil dwarf. Love that. Especially if you're trying to make a 7 dwarfs deck. Hopefully we get some more support for that. I'd like to see the 7 dwarfs deck actually come back and make a splash. Because it's real fun as a casual deck, but I'd love to see it as a competitive one too. There's plenty of cards for it. We just need the right support. Wishful thinking though, I think. Ooh, foil Benja. That's a solid hit for sure, especially with all the item decks floating around lately. That's a fantastic card to hit. In case you don't know, when you play him, you get a banish an item. So, against an item deck, you can understand why that is so good. Okay, here we go. Rapunzel. Something. Fairy godmother. Man, the wrong beast! It's a beast, but it's the wrong beast. Foil Hercules! Yeah, there we go. That's a personal hit for me. I love this guy, especially as a foil. That's fantastic. Okay. Haven't found our legendary yet, though, so cross our fingers. It's going to be a good one. All the suspense is killing me. I want to know what we get. Elsa, Piglet, this guy. James, I think, is his name. You guys have probably already commented to let me know. Lumiere. And Dr. F. Dr. Facilier? Let me know if I said that right. You guys have corrected me in the past, but the problem with the comments is I'm still reading it. And I can't read his name anyway. Dr. F. So reading your comments doesn't exactly clear it up, but I'm sure one of you guys will figure it out. Okay, here we go. Fantastic card. I remember when this was in every red deck and just an absolute menace. There's the legendary. It's Belle. Okay. We got us a Belle. Not a bad legendary. Certainly a fun one. If you can make it work, you're doing just a ton of work, a ton of damage to your opponent. That's fantastic with damage. You're attacking their hand. And you know what? If you're playing this game without a hand, you're probably going to lose. So very strong effect on that Belle. Bucky. I can't read Japanese. I know! That is a surprise to all of you. I'm curious if this is the errata version. I don't see a special box in here that would say it has wards, so I'm assuming this is the correct printing of Bucky. Surprised it's also the first one we found. Yeah, foil Cruella. Alright, coming up to the last pack of the first box. And still technically a chance for an enchanted here. Or even a foil legendary. Alright, here we go. Not last pack magic. Goat's really good. Ooh, Namari. Oh, we did get a foil legendary! This is a fantastic one. Hello, Alice. Look at her being all gorgeous and stuff. Okay, we did it. We hit a 2 legendary box right there. That is amazing. Now, I have limited stock on these things, guys. I only have a handful of them left. I believe there's 8 boxes currently left on the website, thetcgclub.com. If you want to get a box, the link is in the description down below. But also, I am opening Daniel's box. There is a checkbox on the checkout page if you want to have your stuff opened. If you don't, simply say no on it, and I won't open your stuff because I know some of you guys you want to open this stuff yourself, and I'm right there with you. I love opening up packs. So big shout out to Daniel once again for giving me the opportunity to open these for him. All right, here we go. Second box. Lawrence, that's a sweet card. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. I can read that, guys. That Japanese is, it's like reading English. I don't know. Something about it is just crystal clear to me. Okay. So now we got a fresh chance at an enchanted. I did get a case of these boxes, so statistically there should be a chance for... Oh, this pack is not playing along with me. There should be a chance for an enchanted in one of my boxes at the very least. Almost guaranteed one of my boxes has an enchanted, but who's it gonna be? Watch it be in this box now. Daisy. And, oh, are you still called the Queen when you're all old and decrepit? I don't remember. Ooh. I forget your name, but I loved playing with this card back in set 2 when it was actually really strong. Not so strong anymore. There's too many cards at 3 strength that just make it look silly. There's definitely been a little bit of a power creep in the game where 3 willpower used to be enough to be tanky to survive a turn or 2, and that's just not the case anymore. I'm hoping, spellbook's not bad, go the distance for the foil. I'm hoping that Lorcana makes the shift. I say shift as if it's possible that they're not thinking about it. I'm sure they have considered it and are potentially even waiting to implement it. But I hope that we get rotation. I want there to be a rotation in the game for lack of a better term, we're going to use Magic's analogy. I want a standard, and I want the standard to rotate, because otherwise we're going to get this awful power creep. And when I was a kid, I actually played Yu-Gi-Oh! I really loved Yu-Gi-Oh! But as the game progressed and moved on, it just turned into this awful mess of, if you go first, you win the game, and if you go second, you lose the game, and often it happens on the very first turn, which is why that is the case. I remember going to my very first ever tournament for any card game, and it was for Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh, we got us on Mufasa for the legendary. That is fantastic. That is a great, great pull. Now, hopefully we can find either an enchanted or another foil. That'd be great to make this a 4 legendary opening here. Anyway, my very first tournament was for Yu-Gi-Oh! It was actually where I live now. And I remember having this deck I was really proud of. And, when it just comes to like childhood kids, like I was the one that was always winning. So I was feeling really confident. And I went to this tournament and I played 3 rounds, I believe, before I ultimately stopped playing for that tournament. And each of those rounds, all 3 of my opponents were able to win on their first turn. Literally their very first turn. And it was so bad that I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I've never played it, not once, since. And I absolutely think it's disgusting, and it's a great card. And I hope that Lorcana does not follow in its footsteps. We have yet to have turn 1 wins, which is great. The game's kind of built to avoid that sort of problem. But as cards keep getting printed and better things keep showing up, if there's no rotation or some way to handle the meta, it's just going to be cards are constantly replaced with better versions of themselves until you just have these lists that just cannot be beat. Cinderella! Oh, that's a fantastic super rare to pull. And I just don't want the game to get there. I think that would be bad for everyone, especially with this being like a Disney game. On one hand, I understand why, you want it to be competitive. You want to have, a worlds, and I want that stuff too. I really do. But on the flip side, this is also Disney we're talking about. Like, my kids are into this. My son wants to learn how to play this game. Yo, Strength of a Raging Fire. That's what we're looking for. That's why we want to get this. If you were foil, my goodness. We want to find a foil strength for sure. That is definitely one of the big hits we want to find. But yeah, my kid wants to learn this. His only handicap is he can't read the cards. he's young, can't read the cards. But he wants to get into this, and as a kid, like, he's not going to be able to get his hands on all of the powerful, rare, expensive cards. And we go to our locals, and yeah, that's kind of a mess. It's hard to pick up games that way. It can be a little discouraging. So I think there should be a rotation. I think we should get a rotation I like the way Magic used to do it. I haven't played Magic in a few years, but Magic used to be, you'd have 8 sets in standard. And when that 8th set comes out, you're in your full standard all ready to go. And then there we go, foil rare. And once that 9th set comes out, then the bottom 4 sets would completely drop off, and then you would have 5 sets in standard. The most recent 5 sets. And I liked that, because you know when your cards are going to drop off. You know, as far as like collectors are concerned, like people who just want to collect the cards, they also have an idea of like when to buy the cards they're looking for. Because usually after something rotates out of standard, it will lose some value because it's not usable there. Cogsworth, absolutely fantastic. Love this guy. One of my favorite cards to play, even to today. And an Elsa. So, yeah. What do you guys think about rotation? I would love for this game to have it for the reasons stated. Mostly because I want my kid to get into this and I don't want it to be discouraged. And I think having that some kind of rotation would help. I think having a rotation would also help for us to create other formats for this game, which I think could be really cool. Give some use to some older cards. A little bit of a whitening going on the edge of this thing right here. Again, let me know in the comments down below. Should we have rotation? Yes, no, maybe so. If you disagree, I want to know why, because that's also a really important factor to this kind of conversation. As if I'm some kind of authority. Oh, Merlin Rabbit. That is a fantastic. We're getting a lot of really great hits. Painting the Roses Red. Like I said, that foil we would want, though. Like, there's still a chance to get the foil Strength of a Raging Fire. I don't think we'll see a foil legendary at this point, unless it's an enchanted, because we pulled a foil rare already. Okay, here we go. Not a bad card. The queen, not the queen. What's the queen? This is the queen card. I forget its name. Forget her name. Ooh, that's good looking foil right there. All right, last pack Magic. There's lots of foils that we would like to see. And of course the enchanteds. Some of these packs, man, there's definitely something in them that gives them some grip. All right, one last shout out to Daniel for letting me open these up for camera and talk about the set with you guys a little bit. I really do appreciate it. Again, there's a link down below for the tcgclub.com. I have these boxes right now for $60. There we go. That's really nice. Oh, and a Cinderella to finish it off. My goodness. Cinderella is a great card. A lot of really solid hits in these boxes. Congratulations again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Buy my stuff. Link in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next one.